Scarface hit theaters in December 1983 and changed cinema forever. But the cast? Some became absolute legends, some quietly disappeared, and a few never even got to see just how iconic this film would become. Let's get into it. Number 1, we have Al Pacino, who played Tony Montana. He was 43 years old when he brought this Cuban refugee to the screen, a man who claws his way from absolutely nothing to the top of Miami's cocaine empire with pure rage, ruthless ambition, and zero filter. A performance so intense the studio initially worried audiences wouldn't be able to handle it. In 2026, Al Pacino is 85 years old, and his name still hits different. He has never been married, but his love life has been anything but quiet. He had twins with actress Beverly D'Angelo after a long relationship, and then in 2023, at 83 years old, his girlfriend Noor Alfallah, nearly 54 years younger than him, gave birth to their son Roman, making him a father again at an age most people are deep into retirement. Say hello to my little friend, and apparently to my baby son too. Number 2, we have Steven Bauer, who played Manny Ray. He was just 26 years old when he played Tony Montana's charming and street-smart best friend, the guy who somehow keeps things loose even as everything around them spirals into absolute chaos, right up until the film's brutal final act makes you deeply regret ever rooting for him. In 2026, Steven Bauer is 69 years old. After Scarface, he kept working steadily, landing a recurring role in Ray Donovan and even showing up in Breaking Bad, introducing himself to a whole new generation of fans. His personal life made headlines too. He was married to actress Melanie Griffith in the early 80s before they split in 1987, and years later made the tabloids again when he began dating actress Lyda Loudon, who was nearly 40 years his junior. Manny Ray stayed loyal until the very end, but Steven Bauer's personal life had a few unexpected plot twists of its own. Number 3, we have Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, who played Gina Montana. She was just 24 years old when she made her film debut as Tony's younger sister, a character completely consumed by the wreckage of her brother's choices, thrown into some genuinely dark and uncomfortable scenes opposite Al Pacino that still hit hard today. In 2026, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio is 67 years old, and her post-Scarface career turned out far more decorated than anyone could have predicted from a first-timer. And within just 3 years, she earned an Academy Award nomination for The Color of Money, alongside Paul Newman and Tom Cruise, then went on to star in The Abyss, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and The Perfect Storm. She married director Pat O'Connor in 1990, and the two have stayed together ever since, quietly raising a family well away from Hollywood. Not bad for someone whose very first film was one of the most controversial movies of the decade. Number 4, Robert Loggia, who played Frank Lopez. He was 53 years old when he played the composed and calculating drug lord who mentors Tony Montana, treats him almost like a son, and then watches in complete disbelief as Tony tears down absolutely everything he spent his life building. The kind of villain you genuinely feel sorry for because he trusted exactly the wrong person. In 2026, Robert Loggia would have been 96 years old. After Scarface, his career hit a completely new gear, earning him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor for Jagged Edge in 1985, and he went on to appear in Precy's Honor, Independence Day, and David Lynch's Lost Highway. Sadly, he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in his later years and passed away on December 4, 2015, at 85 years old, leaving behind a body of work very few character actors in Hollywood could honestly match. Frank Lopez got taken out by Tony Montana, but Robert Loggia's legacy? That's untouchable. Number 5, we have Miriam Coen, who played Mama Montana. She was 46 years old when she played the quietly devastated mother, watching her son destroy himself in real time. A role smaller in screen time but so full of pain that every single scene she appeared in landed harder than it had any right to. In 2026, Miriam Coen would have been 89 years old. Born in Puerto Rico, she was already a deeply respected figure long before Scarface came along. Back in 1967, she founded the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater in New York City, a nonprofit that brought live theater to underserved communities for decades, which tells you everything about who she really was beyond the screen. Her work stretched from One-Eyed Jacks with Marlon Brando all the way through television roles well into the 2000s. She passed away on March 3, 2017, at 80 years old. Scarface was just one chapter of a truly remarkable life. Number 6, we have F. Murray Abraham, who played Omar Suarez. He was 43 years old when he played Tony's double-crossing fixer, who meets one of the most memorable ends in the entire film. And at that point, he was a solid working actor, respected in the industry, but nowhere close to a household name. In 2026, F. Murray Abraham is 86 years old, and what his career became after Scarface is genuinely hard to believe. Just 1 year later, he starred in Amadeus as the tormented composer Antonio Salieri, delivering a performance so precise and devastating, it won him the Academy Award for Best Actor, still one of the most celebrated performances of that entire decade. He never slowed down, showing up in Homeland and more recently becoming a fan favorite in HBO's The White Lotus. And perhaps most impressively, he has been married to his wife Kate Hannon since 1959, over 65 years together. In Hollywood, now that is basically a miracle. Number 7. Paul Shaar, who played Alejandro Sosa. He was 47 years old when he played the Bolivian drug lord who partners with Tony Montana, before quietly and calmly ordering his death. And what made this character genuinely terrifying was that he never once raised his voice, never lost his composure, just smiled and got it done. In 2026, Paul Shaar would have been 90 years old. After Scarface, he kept working, appearing opposite Arnold Schwarzenegger in Raw Deal in 1986, and building what looked like a long and promising career ahead. Tragically, he never got to see just how legendary this film would become. He passed away on October 11, 1989, at just 53 years old, from complications related to AIDS, during an era when the disease was devastating an entire generation within the entertainment world. Sosa was the calmest villain in the room, and Paul Shaar remains one of the most underrated actors of his generation. Number 8, we have Harris Yulan, who played Bernstein. He was 45 years old when he played the corrupt Miami detective who uses his badge as a weapon rather than a shield, collecting dirty money from the drug world while pretending to uphold the law, the kind of character that makes your skin crawl precisely because the authority he abuses is supposed to protect people. In 2026, Harris Yulan is 88 years old. After Scarface, his career stayed remarkably busy across both film and television, appearing in Ghostbusters 2, Clear and Present Danger, and building an impressive TV resume with roles in 24, Frasier, and Homeland. On stage, he earned serious recognition on Broadway for decades, proving his range went far beyond playing crooked cops. Throughout his entire career, Yulan kept his personal life intensely private, rarely discussing relationships or family in interviews, letting his work do all the talking across more than 5 decades in the industry. Bernstein was crooked to the core, but Harris Yulan earned nothing but respect. Number 9. Angel Salazar, who played Chi-Chi. He was 27 years old when he played Tony Montana's loyal and always ready sidekick, the guy who never left his boss's side through the entire rise and catastrophic fall. Not the flashiest role in the film, but one that gave the crew around Tony a genuine sense of street loyalty and authenticity. In 2026, Angel Salazar is 70 years old. Born in Cuba and raised in New York, Salazar was a stand-up comedian before acting found him. And that comedy background gave Chi-Chi a natural looseness that fit perfectly alongside Tony's volcanic intensity. After Scarface, he continued touring as a stand-up comedian and picked up smaller film and television roles over the years, never quite landing another role as iconic but staying connected to the entertainment world. He has spoken about Scarface with tremendous pride in interviews, crediting the film as the moment that completely changed his life. Chi-Chi was always ready, and Angel Salazar never forgot where it all started. Number 10, we have Arnaldo Santana, who played Ernie. He played Ernie, one of Tony's trusted crew members who stays close throughout the film, a supporting presence that helped make Tony's inner circle feel lived in and real rather than just background noise. Arnaldo Santana was a Cuban-American actor who brought an authentic energy to the role that fit naturally into the world Brian De Palma was building on screen. After Scarface, Santana continued working in film and television in smaller capacities, appearing in various productions through the late 1980s and 1990s. He has remained largely out of the public eye over the decades, rarely giving interviews or making appearances at Scarface reunions or retrospectives. Public information about his personal life, including relationships and family, has been extremely limited, as he stepped well away from the spotlight long after his Hollywood years wound down. Not every cast member chased the fame, and Arnaldo Santana seemed perfectly content building a quiet life well away from the cameras. Number 11, we have Pepe Cerna, who played Angel. He was 39 years old when he played Angel, one of the film's most unforgettable early victims whose brutal death in that hotel bathroom scene signals to the audience within the first 30 minutes exactly what kind of film they are watching, setting the entire tone of the story in one stomach-dropping sequence. In 2026, Pepe Cerna is 82 years old. Born in Laredo, Texas, Cerna built one of the most quietly impressive careers of any character actor from his generation, appearing in over 100 film and television projects across 5 decades. He showed up in Scarface, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai, and countless television productions, becoming one of those reliable faces audiences recognized without always knowing the name. He has been an advocate for Latino representation in Hollywood throughout his career, speaking openly about the barriers he navigated to build the body of work he has. Angel only lasted minutes on screen, but Pepe Cerna lasted decades in Hollywood. Number 12, we have Al Israel, who played Hector the Toad. He played Hector the Toad, the cold and terrifying cartel enforcer who turns a drug deal into a chainsaw nightmare in one of the most shocking scenes of the entire film. A sequence so brutal, it became one of the most talked about moments in cinema history and helped earn Scarface its controversial reputation. Al Israel was in his late 20s when he took on the role, stepping into a character that required genuine menace in a very short amount of screen time, and he delivered it completely. After Scarface, he continued appearing in film and television throughout the 1980s and 1990s, taking on supporting roles across various productions while staying largely out of the Hollywood spotlight. Like many of the supporting cast members from this film, Israel has kept his personal life very private over the years, with limited public information available about his life beyond his acting credits. Hector the Toad only had minutes on screen, but nobody who watched Scarface ever forgot him. Number 13, we have Margolus, who played Shadow. He was 43 years old when he played Shadow, Sosa's loyal and quietly menacing enforcer, who watches everything from a distance and says very little, the kind of presence in a film that you feel even when he's barely on screen. In 2026, Margolus would have been 86 years old. After Scarface, his career only grew stronger with time. And he became genuinely beloved by a whole new generation of fans when he played Hector Salamanca in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, a role that earned him an Emmy nomination and reminded Hollywood exactly how powerful a performer with minimal dialogue could be. He appeared in Darren Aronofsky's Pi and Requiem for a Dream, building a fascinating body of work across decades. Margolus passed away on August 3, 2023, at 83 years old, and tributes poured in from across the industry. Shadow barely spoke in Scarface, but Margolus made sure the world heard him loud and clear. Number 14, Michelle Pfeiffer, who played Elvira. She was just 25 years old when she walked onto the screen as Elvira Hancock, Tony Montana's ice-cold, cocaine-dusted trophy wife who was completely suffocating inside the empire he built. Is a woman draped in luxury but completely hollow behind the eyes. And what made the performance so magnetic was that Pfeiffer played her without a single moment of sympathy-seeking, just sharp, distant, and devastatingly elegant. In 2026, Michelle Pfeiffer is 68 years old, and she is genuinely one of the most respected actresses of her entire generation. After Scarface, she delivered back-to-back iconic performances in Scarface, The Witches of Eastwick, Dangerous Liaisons, The Fabulous Baker Boys, and Batman Returns as Catwoman, a role fans still talk about decades later. She married television producer David E. Kelley in 1993, and the two have been together ever since, raising a family largely away from tabloid drama in a way that feels almost radical for someone with her level of fame. Elvira told Tony she had nothing to do, and Michelle Pfeiffer went on to do absolutely everything.